Well, in the spotlight today, it is National Voter Registration Day, with events are happening all across the country. And global superstar Taylor Swift is also getting in on the action. She's actually posting a message to her Instagram, encouraging her more than 272 million followers to register to vote before the fall deadlines. Now, we'll dive into the debate that making Election Day is a federal holiday. Should we do it? Should we not? Allowing millions of Americans a day off from work to vote more easily.
I think a better holiday that we need in this country is Election Day as a national holiday, so that people can actually vote on Election Day, make that a civic ritual in this country that literally has a use.
There's GOP presidential candidate Vivek Ramaswamy recently saying that to ABC News anchor Lindsay Davis. So I want to bring back our panel here. Mike Muse, John Katko, Rachel Bade, and with us we also have Christina Sinsun Ramirez, president of Next Gen America. So thank you so much for being here with us. And Christina, let's start with you. How does your organization, Next Gen, plan to deliver record-breaking voter turnout in the upcoming election? And why is it so hard to still get younger Americans to register and to actually vote?
Well, we make it hard for young people to register. We make it hard for them to participate in this country, and that's why organizations like NextGen, I have, I think, one of the best jobs in the country. I lead the largest youth voter turnout organization. We've registered 1.6 million young people, and we've been on campuses across the country today. And today I was with Vice President Harris in Reading, Pennsylvania. There were hundreds of young people fired up, ready to register, ready to turn out and vote. The actual reality is that while a lot of people think young people are apathetic and don't care about voting, this is actually the most civically engaged generation in American history. We had the highest youth voter turnout in 2020, and we're continuing to build off of that. And days like this, with everyone from Taylor Swift to young organizers on campus across the country, are how we're going to build a democracy for everyone.
It's amazing to have a politically engaged youth. And Mike, to you, do you agree with Ramaswamy that Election Day should be a federal holiday?
Yes, yes, and yes. I mean, this should be a no-brainer. It should be a national holiday. It allows everyone to participate in this democratic process, and it will show Americans that our federal government believes that everyone should have the right to vote and everyone should be able to take the time off to work. Americans shouldn't be penalized for actually wanting to exercise their right to vote. They should be rewarded, and it should be made comfortable for them. I still am very perplexed that we're such a nation of innovation, some of the best minds in the world, and yet we haven't figured out how to automate a voting registration system. That actually perplexes me a lot when it comes to this country, in particular how we don't leverage our DMVs more. We have to go to our DMVs for everything, including when we turn 16, our driver's license. That's the perfect time to automate the registration process right there.
Okay, so Mike Muse is saying that he wants the DMV to do more. Got it? Mike, noted. Rachel, to you,
I know.
What impact do you think that celebrities like Taylor Swift will have on these younger voters? I mean, do you think a voice like hers will really increase their political engagement?
I mean, speaking of myself, you know, if you took me back 15 years ago in college and she came to my campus and sang "Shake It Off" and told me to register to vote, I'd be like, where do I sign? Look, I mean, anything helps in terms of getting youth out to vote. You know, there was the whole MTV Get Out the Vote campaign that we saw back, you know, years ago. I don't know if they still do it anymore. But, you know, one thing I want to bring up, we're talking about a national voting day and having time off work. For Republicans right now, the big conversation in terms of getting people, their own people to vote, is how do they get, you know, folks to stop worrying that their vote doesn't matter anymore or that elections are stolen. For them, for Republicans, the bigger threat in terms of getting their own voters out is Trump's election lies right now. And I know this is a big concern. The RNC has made a big push to try to re-message to their own voters that, look, early voting, mail-in voting is okay and you should do it. And interestingly enough, you know, Vivek Ramaswamy, while he says he supports a day off to vote, like a national voting day, time off from work, he wants to get rid of early voting, mail-in voting. And that's exactly the opposite message that Republican leaders are trying to send to their own voters right now. So it's interesting to see how the two debates very much differ depending on if you're talking about Democrats or Republicans right now.
Actually, and yeah, Rachel, to that point, I'd like to send that to you, John. What is your thought on that, on how Republicans view that in-person voting versus the mail-in?
Well, they better wake up to mail-in voting or they're going to be left behind. And there's a significant and growing population of Americans who are going to vote by mail and vote early voting as well. I used to think that a national holiday for elections would be great. But with so many people early voting and the trend going in that direction, I don't think enough people vote on one single day to make it a national holiday. But I do think we should find inventive and creative ways to make sure there's good, secure voting for people who can vote no matter what the circumstances are. So I agree the Republicans are starting to recognize that. They're wising up to that. And they better, or they're going to be left behind.
All right, John Katko, Mike Muse, Rachel Bade, and Christina Sinsoon Ramirez, thank you all so much. And again, don't go anywhere.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.